All right, this is the third time I'm trying to attempt to make this video because I feel like I can make it more succinct. So here we go. Hey guys, back again with another video. I want to first and foremost thank everybody for reaching out. Thank you all. Over the past courses of videos that I made on this channel, a lot of people have reached out. A lot of you guys reached out on my socials. You guys found me on Instagram. You guys found me on Facebook, LinkedIn. A lot of people reached out, hundreds of you guys, and I was really humbling. And um, it impacted me that I helped, that I helped a lot of you guys make decisions, give you guys a picture of what the industry looked like. And it was pretty surreal to see that other people, uh, that my message really spoke to them. You know, the YouTube thing was just supposed to be an experiment for me. I didn't know if I was going to continue it. I don't even know if I'm going to continue it now. I just felt led to make this video based on a lot of people reaching out recently. A lot of people have, you know, it comes in waves, right? So it might be quiet for a couple months, and then all of a sudden, a lot of people start reaching out about asking questions, this, and that. But a lot of people have recently reached out to me because they're unsure of the industry and they're unsure of the times in the industry and what's been going on. So I'm coming today to help make a video to help others understand what's been happening and kind of help shed some light on the current state of the industry. So, as you guys know, or as you should know, in the aviation industry, it goes top to bottom. So, at the top, you have your United, Delta, American, uh, Southwest, FedEx, UPS at the top. Mid tier, you have your JetBlue, your Spirit, your Frontier, your Avelo, your Allegiant, the low cost carriers, ultra low cost carriers that fly their own tail, have their own planes. And then at the bottom, you have the regionals who do contract flying for the legacies. Typically speaking, it's top bottom when you're talking about hiring. If United, Delta, American stop hiring, then uh, JetBlue, Spirit, Frontier, Allegiant, they're going to slow down hiring as well. And then the regionals are going to slow down hiring because it's all attrition. Typically, people float up, but when the pipeline is not going and flowing, it all kind of clogs up from the top down. So if you're a CFI with 1,500 hours right now and trying to get and break into the industry and you're not getting calls back, that's exactly why everything has kind of slowed down. Why is this? A multitude of reasons. Customer sentiment due to the economic situations, tariffs, all that has been said in news media, and you can kind of search that up to see why the industry has kind of slowed down. But a lot of the hiring that was done in the early 2021, 2022 era has really staffed up a lot of these positions. Retirements are still coming, so there's a huge wave of hiring that's yet to come. But right now, we've reached a low in hiring, and that's just the way it has been. So I understand that a lot of people have reached out to me frustrated about, you know, when they're not getting calls back, that it's not what they hoped, or that things are a little bit slow. But this video is just to give you a little bit of hope and help you figure out ways to stand out in the industry during these times. Now, one of the first methods that I shared with a buddy of mine recently is LinkedIn. You know, I know a lot of the guys in the aviation industry. All I've done was aviation. This is like a second career to me. I came from IT, I came from corporate America. So I know the power of LinkedIn and what corporate executives and corporate individuals use LinkedIn for. It's primarily for networking, reaching out to industry contacts to make connections. Now, I know a lot of people don't like networking, but I don't think that you have to be like the most charismatic person in order to network correctly or network efficiently. Now, you want to always go in mind with networking authentically, but I think there's ways around it that you can do it really, really effectively. I highly suggest people go on LinkedIn, make an account, make sure the image is professional, make sure that you present yourself properly. I think in the advent of today with AI and all the resources that it provides, you can use that to your advantage, right? You know, whether it is just taking a bunch of selfies in a well lit room and then uploading that picture to AI and saying, make this image a professional version of me. A lot of times it just has to be you in a suit and tie, and it can do that. And it can make prompts for you. And what I highly suggest for people to do is to search up the airlines that they want to be at, whether it's PSA, Piedmont, SkyWest, or whether it's United, Delta, or American. Search that in the search bar. Click on the airline that you want to be at. And then there's a people tab on LinkedIn under every company page. What that allows you to do is see who the company representatives are, or see who works at that company. And what you want to be looking for are people who are hiring managers, people who are pilot hiring managers, HR personnel, because these are the people that you want to be in contact with and build a relationship with. Now, again, always go in mind with building authentic relationships, but I really advise people to go underneath the people tab and then look for people that look like you, people who are, who have a background that's similar to yours. If this is a second career for you, I know a lot of people have reached out to me on LinkedIn. Hey, I'm an ex IT individual, and I also making the transition into aviation. And I respect that more because I can kind of speak to their experience and I can offer them advice along that edge. So I encourage you guys to utilize LinkedIn. And then when you make those follow requests to people, you can use all your resources, ChatGPT, whatever it may be, to help you make a prompt that is grammatically correct and that is succinct. That's I advise people to effectively ask for advice, right? So go into it with the mindset of not desiring, but go into it with the mindset of you want to learn and you want to build a connection with someone and grab all the details that you can. Because even me right now on this video, I'm offering you an idea or a way to break into the industry. Somebody else can offer you something that maybe has worked for them. And you can build tools by just reaching out to people, asking for advice, right? I think people really appreciate that. Same thing I'll say is um, follow the pilot hiring social media pages. So what I've been seeing pop up recently is each airline will have a specific social media page that's apart from their main one, but they'll have a specific social media page that is dedicated to pilot hiring. I would advise to search the one. I know that I follow the one for Delta. I'll see if I can supply some links down below if I can find them. But the pilot hiring pages and a lot of the newsletters, I know even on Southwest website, you can sign up for a newsletter to see when they're going to start hiring. But a lot of those newsletters and those social media pages will have the events that they're going to be at, the events that they're, showcasing at. A lot of the hiring events and the meet and greet signups will be posted on their page first. This goes for Facebook group pages and everything in between. So if there's a group, if there's a page that's online that you're not a part of that has these exclusive events, you want to be a part of them. Whatever Facebook group page or whatever Reddit social page that's on there that you can uniquely be a part of to kind of learn what's happening in the industry. Next, I highly advise cadet programs. Guys, in this era, what I've been seeing and what's been the trend recently is that a lot of these airlines are only hiring from their cadet programs. Sadly, if you are nearing 1,500 hours, they're not really accepting people with a lot of hours into the cadet program. So if you are someone who has just gotten your instrument, who has just gotten your commercial, and you are still working your way up, you are prime for the cadet programs to join in because it seems like that's where the trend of hiring is going. Now, the tide will turn. For those of you who have 1,500 or more hours, the tide will definitely turn, and it has historically. One moment they're hiring from only cadets. The next, when they get desperate, they're hiring from everywhere, right? So I still advise for anyone who's looking to still be in the position to do it. Still be, grinding, still be hustling so that when they are looking for your credentials, you're ready to go. Um, Second last thing, career fairs, right? I know a lot of people brush these off, and I know they cost thousands of dollars to go to, right? When you're looking at the flight, when you're looking at booking hotels, when you're looking at just the entrance fee alone, a lot of these career fairs have become outrageously expensive. I advise to anybody who's trying to find, trying to get into a career fair, go to the career fair that most matches your group and your background, right? There's the Latino Pilots Association, there's the Women in Aviation, there's OBAP, there's so many different organizations that are out there now. Doesn't matter who you are, you can go to any of those organizations. And trust me, I've met a lot of guys who, even if that's not their own group, they've gotten CJOs at those events. So it doesn't matter what you look like, go to those events because I promise you, a lot of people are getting CJOs when they don't look like, what the event is made for, or who the event is made for, right? Um, I mean, even I do it, right? And I think it's a great way to support the organization and their cause, but with the entrance fee, but also, you're able to network and connect. So I think that even don't get discouraged if it's, not an event that is quote unquote for you. One thing that I would also advise is getting your resume checked and reviewed if you can. If you can't afford a resume service, at least try out ChatGPT or another service that can automatically look it through for free or for minimal cost. Why? Because really, a lot of these modern day HR softwares and a lot of these softwares that look through resumes are looking for keywords and they're looking for triggers. Also, a lot of your resumes are kind of fed through a robot scanner, and those robot scanners, they have to be able to read. And if your resume is not formatted correctly for the scanner, it'll immediately go to a pile or a junk pile. That's at least how it was when I was in corporate America, and they still use the same practices because I mean corporate aviation, when you start getting into these corporate offices with the HR personnel, they're still using the same softwares to filter out resumes. So definitely check that out. Um, Utilize AI to your advantage. I know I'm really bullish on AI, but it's been helping me so much. So even for this job seeking world and this market, um, the companies are adapting. So it's high time that we adapt as well, right? Um, then the last piece of advice that I have is volunteer. Um, I know it's not the hottest thing to do, and you know, not a lot of people do it, right? Which is why I'm saying to do it. Reason why I'm saying to do it is because in a industry where if you have 1,500 hours, you look like everybody else, like literally, right? If you have 1,500 hours or approaching 2,000 hours, and all you've flown is Cessnas, or maybe you have a little bit of caravan experience, or maybe you have a little bit of King Air experience, or you got to fly in your buddy's turboprop or whatever, you look the same, right? There's a lot of guys in the market right now. You have a lot of guys who are sadly furloughed, a lot of guys who are, you know, industry vets or people who are coming from different type of operations and trying to break into the 121 world. You have so many different types of skill sets and levels. The military guys, if you're a military guy and watching this, there's a lot of people that look like you. The one way you have to look in the mirror and be like, how can I differentiate myself from the crowd? Um, Last year I did a program, uh, a Christian program, helping underserved youth that have been displaced due to incarcerated parents. So we'd bus in a bunch of youth, young kids too, that their parents are incarcerated, and we'd give them the summer experience of a lifetime. It was over a course of a couple weeks, and we did camping, we did activities, we made their summer a real summer before they had to go back into the school system. And I did that just voluntarily, and not even just to get to an airline. I was thinking about it to say I wasn't even doing that just to get into an airline. I was just doing that. I had the free time. It was fun. It was a cool experience. Find something that suits you, whether it's coaching a soccer team, whether it's volunteering at the Y, whether it's a soup kitchen, or even if you don't have an organization that's near you, man, just go out to Walmart and just buy a bunch of socks, get a couple clothes, and go out and start handing it out to homeless individuals, or set up a table by the train station at night and just help people. Help people, right? All those things can also be put on your resume, but most of all, it makes you stand out as an individual. And I think that's key. I think, you know, s- again, we all look alike. We all have 1,500 hours. We all have the hours. It's what you do that makes a difference, right? Um, and it could be all sorts, right? If you are a person who is really good with their hands, or someone who's really good at tech like me, you know, I did a lot of nonprofit work for a lot of churches during COVID. Even now, I do a lot of consulting work for churches in the tri state area to help build up their technology infrastructure. Things like that I put on my resume because it's stuff that I do for the community. It's stuff that I do for free. And because it just helps my spirit. It makes me feel better, feel good, and I'm doing something to give my gifts back. Right. So I highly, highly suggest, guys, if you're trying to break into the industry, quick tips for you. LinkedIn, utilize that. Utilize that to strategically network. Because I think a lot of people, they say network, 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 but there's strategic networking. Highly advise strategic networking by, optimizing your searches, finding the right people, connecting with the right people, and getting in direct contact. Two, those career fairs, right? Career fairs for sure. You want to get that face to face contact, but optimize it. Go to the ones that uh, fit your background. And then also pick and select. You don't have to go to every single one, but you can select the ones strategically that your airline is going to be at. At least you'll get that face to face contact. And when you go to these career fairs, get cards and connect with them on LinkedIn. Two or three, rather, cadet programs. Cadet programs, cadet programs. Uh, what we've seen is that they're really only hiring from cadet programs right now, but it ebbs and it flows. So it could come back the other way around anytime. So just try and sign up for those cadet programs. And then last but not least, volunteering, right? Not only is it good for your soul. Look, if you're at 1,500 hours right now, maybe cut back on some of the flight hours at the flight school, um, and spend some of that time in the summer volunteering, right? It really, really does switch things up, helps you feel better, and it also looks good for the resume, makes you stand out. And the more that you can get your hands into is the more that you stand out. Um, but yeah, guys, those are just some quick tips that I had. Something that was on my heart to share. I know a lot of guys have reached out to me again, discouraged and looking to figure out how to break in. And that's what I just encourage you guys to do. I'm going to release some follow up videos to this to hopefully offer some more advice. But look, guys, I advise just keep going, keep climbing, keep fighting for it. The industry ebbs and flows, right? There's downs and ups. More retirements are coming. There's a lot more retirements coming. So if I were you, I'd be in the position to take advantage. So no matter where you are on your journey, continue racking up those hours and doing those extracurricular activities so that when the tide does turn, you are ready and you're the first person on someone's mind. Imagine it, right? I know this video is going on long, but imagine you reached out to a hiring manager on LinkedIn today. You built a relationship over the course of months, shared your journey, shared your progress, asked for advice, asked for their goodwill, s- you know, and you built a relationship. But also, you've been working on volunteering, building and sharing what you've been doing on LinkedIn and sharing what you've been doing on your socials. You've been going to these career fairs, shaking hands, and then also getting business cards, and then following up 2, 3 days later. And then, building hours at the same time. So not only do you have a lot of hours, but you have industry contacts and you have built connections enough to where you can ask for favors, and you have volunteered and given your free time to others for the good of humanity. That's it. That's it. Guys, keep on climbing, keep on fighting. I will see you guys out there, and I will see you in the next video.